city's contentious cats, primed for battle.
He's releasing a line of merchandise saying, "I'm cashing in on holism."
He's won as many Oscars as Leo, too.
What the hell, Campbells? Andy Warhol didn't die for this.
Because for these women, their butts really are their moneymakers.
It will be a memorable movie for years to come.
Might have let that one go a little longer just to wail on her for a little bit.
Have you ever heard of that city? I haven't.
Edition of Ames Tonight. I am your co-host, Laurel Feeks.
And I am Megan Moran. Let's get this started because we have a lot of topics to burn through. Like a lot, because the Oscars cannot go smoothly for everyone. Can you imagine that?
Imagine that. Why wouldn't they be able to? You know, they certainly can't seem to they certainly can't get things to start off okay. Jimmy Kimmel hosting, making jokes, getting the people laughing.
I mean, his Trump tweets were pretty amazing. Mahershala Ali was the first Muslim to win an Oscar, being the first of the night to break so many records.
And then this is where things kind of went a little south. Makeup and hairstyling.
Yeah, this should have really been a no-brainer, but clearly no thought went into it. Suicide Squad got an Oscar before La La Land did, so that's fun. Suicide Squad winning an Oscar is just foul.
The makeup and hairstyling in the film isn't even that great. Like, come on, anyone can dye their hair bright green and put temporary tattoos on to look like the Joker. And anyone can sloppily apply lipstick and dye their hair and put it up in pigtails to look like Harley Quinn. Come on, people.
And you know, La La Land winning Best Cinematography, and Best Original Song and Score is a no-brainer. I mean, that movie was beautiful, and I will sing City of Stars until I die.
It's one of the greatest songs ever. La La Land was so beautifully shot and deserved those wins, no doubt. And Emma Stone winning Best Actress for La La Land, she really did look like a goddess.
I mean, honestly, agreed. Her dress was stunning, her performance was also stunning, and I think it was well-deserved. And now that we're talking about La La Land, can we just take a moment to talk about how Tommy Lahren desperately tried to diss it by saying, quote, "La La Land, where guns kill people, but radical Islamic terrorists are our friends."
What?
What is she even saying? Like, just please go away. Why are you mad? Why are you mad about everything? Ever since Meryl Streep dissed Trump, you have to just hate all movies. No, come on, girl. Just, like, get it a little bit together. Like, make a little more sense.
Just a bit of an effort. You know, like, we have to talk about Viola Davis' speech, though. Like, come on.
I was in tears at work, so, you know, it's fine.
Literally same. Cry every single time. You know, hold up, though. Have you seen Fences?
I have not seen Fences, but I need to now.
Yeah, I need to now.
I need to.
I've seen the clips. I need to see it.
Wait,
but do we really even need to mention the whole Oscars fail, though?
Well, you just mentioned it, so here we go.
Here we go.
All right, what an emotional 5 minutes of my life, to be honest. Like, wow, did you want La La Land to win, or are you happy with Moonlight winning? What are your thoughts?
You know, I haven't seen Moonlight, so it's not really fair, but it is on my list to look at, and I thought La La Land was beautiful, so if I had to go based off the clips shown at the Oscars, I would say Moonlight was the more deserving film. However, La La Land was beautiful. So.
Yeah. I just watched Moonlight, and I definitely thought it was really amazing, fully deserved to win Best Picture. It was so emotional and really eye-opening and powerful, although I did really, really like La La Land, and I think I liked it mainly for the cinematography and music, and so God bless that, for it did win for Best Song and Score, so
amazing.
Winning.
La La Land is so aesthetically pleasing, and you can never go wrong with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling movie.
I mean, it's almost as good as Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence movies. By the way, let's just talk about how J-Law was snubbed for Passengers. I mean, come on, the Academy, what are you doing?
What are you doing? You know, as much as I love her and Chris Pratt, that movie was just painful to sit through.
Seriously, why was it so bad? I expected so much more from the both of them. Shame. Shame.
Honestly, I really wanted to like Passengers, but that's just not possible. The ending was so bad.
All of it, I agree. It was just bad, so bad.
But you know what? The Oscars did do some good this year, damn it. Mahershala Ali was the first Muslim to win an Oscar. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That is mind-boggling. Literally, why? I guess that's what happens when your Oscars are just so white.
It It took forever. You know what else happens when your Oscars are so white? It makes it nearly impossible for Viola Davis to win an Oscar. However, Viola was able to win for her performance in Fences, becoming the first African-American woman to win an Oscar, Emmy, and a Tony. Coincidentally, though, Viola won one of her Tonys for Best Lead Actress in a Play for Fences.
I mean,
She just got the roll
all
down.
She's got it all going.
She's got it down.
All right, now we have to talk about OJ Made in America winning Best Documentary. Now, I have so many mixed feelings about this, and first it's like, well, I just became obsessed with this case, and it's so insane. I could literally do a whole entire show discussing this, but I'll try to make it short. But I love that it won because of my love for true crime, and on the other hand, it's like we're just making OJ more and more relevant, giving him more attention. I mean, it's been over 20 years, and we're still talking about it. It's called OJ Made in America, not Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. That's my main problem, but the creators did mention they did this documentary, to be a voice for the people who couldn't be here, aka Ron and Nicole, trying to be a kind of advocate for domestic violence. So that's my kind of take on it.
You know, it's crazy though, I haven't seen this documentary since Trap King is my best friend, and she got me addicted to true crime stories. But I do have to agree that the filmmaker's speech was beautiful, and they were able to lend a voice to Nicole and Ron.
Yeah, and now speaking of sexual domestic assaults, we obviously have to talk about Casey Affleck. Personally, I really enjoyed Manchester by the Sea. I thought it was a really great, horribly sad movie. And that being said, I am in no way defending his actions about what happened with these sexual assault cases. I'm just saying it was a good movie.
But let's just talk about how Brie Larson, an advocate for sexual assault victims, had to hand Affleck the award not once, but twice. Both times Larson looked displeased to be handing Affleck the award. She did not hug him, and it was a small form of protest that I fully support. I also want to remind you that the reason Brie Larson had to present the award to Affleck was because she won Best Actress for the Oscar for the year before, for playing a rape survivor.
People who sexually assault people should not be handed awards, and I completely understand why so many people were upset. And it's not fair that this is what happens when these kind of situations occur.
But you know what, let's switch gears a little bit. I love that a Hollywood tour took a detour through the Dolby Theater. Their reactions to meeting Ryan Gosling and Queen Streep were too pure for this world.
That was just amazing.
It was so cute.
But I think the whole highlight of the night might have been Jimmy Kimmel, number one, live tweeting Donald Trump. And number two, recreated the Lion King scene with Sonny Power. I am dead.
The cutest thing ever, Lemonheads and Mike and Ike's.
I love it, and you know what? We'll just end on a happy note. So, Laura, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Welcome back to this Oscar edition of Ames Tonight. I'm Cole McAfee.
And I'm Hannah Joy McNeil. Let's keep this Oscars train rolling.
Well, the famous feud of Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon entered the big stage. Jimmy Kimmel sure had his fun making fun of Damon in his opening monologue. Kimmel pointed out that he gave up the Best Actor role to Casey Affleck to star in one of this year's biggest box office bombs. The host of the Oscars was not done yet. He later conducted the orchestra to play off Matt Damon when Damon was presenting the Best Screenwriter nominees. One joke we will never see would be at the end of the ceremony, and we all know what happens there. So one can only hope what the joke would be. For me, it would be a giant chorus singing the viral song, "We Are Having Coitus" with Matt Damon.
Upon receiving attention for his performance in La La Land and being the face behind the ongoing Hey Girl memes, it was Ryan Gosling's reuniting with Justin Timberlake that really sent fans into a frenzy this awards season. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse roommates turned Hollywood heartthrobs greeted one another at the award show, years after getting their big breaks together, leaving a warm feeling of nostalgia in our hearts. And while it's crazy to look back at all they've accomplished throughout their careers, all we're asking for is for another cover of Cry For You with J.C. Chavez. But I guess a girl can dream.
For a quick moment between four directors running up and down stage, producers of the other 9 films had one thing on their mind: this could be ours. And for us people at home, we had no idea or care about any of the other films that did not include singing, dancing from the beautiful, courageous, awe-inspiring Ryan Gosling. Yeah, and Emma Stone was there too, but they didn't win. So here are the other losers hoping for a lottery shot of mixed envelopes with their name in it. First, we got Fences, a movie with no action and Denzel Washington's shot at another Oscar, only to be shot down by homeless Joe, Casey Affleck, who won Best Actor in Manchester by the Sea, a movie about a man trying to fill the role of his brother who was way better at the job than he was. I'd say Casey Affleck was literally born for this role. Hell or High Water. You like Jeff Bridges' country accent in True Grit? Prepare yourself for that same accent in this movie. That is just lucky to be there. Crazy Mel Gibson fans rejoice. He's back. Hacksaw Ridge, a movie directed by the mentally insane Gibson, is about the amazing Spider-Man not using a weapon in World War II. Do not bring food to this movie. Arrival, the first movie about alien contact. Besides Close Encounters of the Third Kind, The Day the Earth Stood Still, Independence Day 2, District 9, E.T., The Thing, and Contact. A movie exactly like Arrival, but with Matthew McConaughey. All right. So while Moonlight was finally declared the winner, these films will be forgotten. Well, probably let's just forget anything produced in 2016.
Besides the big Picture of the Year mix-up that occurred, comparing to the Miss America debacle last year, there was yet another embarrassing gaffe at the Oscars. While there was a paid tribute to costume designer Janet Patterson, who died last year, in the In Memoriam section, they mistakenly used a picture of her friend Jan Chapman, who is very much alive. Chapman was quoted saying, "I was devastated by the use of my image in place of my great friend and longtime collaborator Janet Patterson."
La La Land may not have won the Best Picture, but was tied with the most nominations in Oscar history, to include Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, Best Original Music, Best Screenplay, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design, Best Film Editing, Best Sound Editing, Best Production Design, and Best Sound Making. That's a lot of best. The upbeat musical got 6 wins to include Best Director and Best Actress, and the rest we just skipped on our TiVo. So don't feel bad for the producers of the most famous runner-up in history, because basically we were watching the La La Land Awards until everything went full Steve Harvey.
This year's Oscars have made history for making the most diverse group of winners since the show first began in 1929. It was the first ceremony in the show's 89-year history to feature more than 3 black winners. Winners include Viola Davis, Mahershala Ali, Ezra Edelman, Barry Jenkins, and Terrell Alvin. And not only did the winner for Best Picture, Moonlight, have a largely black cast, but it was the first film with an LGBTQ theme to win. The diversity was a huge turnaround from past award seasons, with 2016's whitewashed list of nominees inspiring the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite. And with this monumental moment in Hollywood history, hopefully this is just the beginning of more recognition of diversity in Hollywood.
Well, that's all we have for your nightly news.
Next up, we have Jim and Jamie on how the Oscars are screwing up midterms.
This is Ames Tonight.
Welcome to Awards Time with Jim and Jamie. So, Jamie, pretty crazy Oscars, right? What was your favorite moment?
Oscar. I think that's one of my TA's names.
All right. But the Oscar awards, you watched them, right?
Jim, the only thing I've watched in the past week were the lectures on my computer and the inside of my eyelids and the few hours of tortured sleep I called a respite from midterm studying.
All right. So, it's been a stressful week.
It's been a stressful life, but yes, this week has been particularly brutal.
So, do you have any awards to give out this week, or were you too busy for that?
Oh no, I've got some awards to give out. All right, for best makeup, I award myself. You can't tell right now, at least I hope not, but I have eruptions on my forehead rivaling the volcanic arcs I took a test on yesterday. I am stressed. I am exhausted, but through the power of makeup and a tiny bit of artistic talent, this is the wonder you see before you. I know you're all truly blessed. Not to mention I would never want our crew to have to zoom in and focus on that. Yikes.
All right then. My first award is for original song. Some song from La La Land won, but I didn't see that movie, so I don't agree with that whatsoever. Plus, La La Land won like 5 other Oscars or something, and I hate it when movies take all the glory. However, one song that I did enjoy was How Far I'll Go from Moana. Disney never disappoints.
For best costuming, I award myself. This may seem like just a normal outfit, which is exactly what I wanted you to think. The character I wanted to portray with this outfit was a pleasant, well-mannered, entertaining host, as opposed to the reality, which is, to reiterate, an exhausted, complaining ball of stress. However, I do want to note that Fantastic Beasts won actual best costuming, and so I need to give them a little bit of props for that. Anyways.
I was wondering when you were going to mention Harry Potter. For best visual effects, I award Doctor Strange. That movie was like an acid trip on an acid trip. Not that I know what an acid trip is, but seriously, that movie was crazy. I didn't know what was happening or what wasn't happening or who the main characters were or what the movie I was watching was or anything else about the film. Seriously, crazy stuff.
And finally, I award Best Actress to, you guessed it, me! I've gone through 3 tests with Another in the Morning, acting like I had some semblance of confidence and a single clue what was going on there. Hint, I didn't.
Well, it seems you've given yourself all the awards tonight, Jamie. How's it feel?
You know what, Jim? It feels great. I obviously have been a bit dramatic in my evaluations of the week, but in all seriousness, school is hard. Working is hard. Midterms are hard. I think we all need to give ourselves some props now and again, just to remember that even when you're stressed out of your mind and miserable, you're doing your best, and that's enough. Jim, I think you deserve an award too. What would you give yourself this week?
That's a tough one. I think I'd give myself the award for Best Left Elbow. I was voted most likely to be given an award for my left elbow in high school, so I gotta hope that'll come true at some point.
I see it, honestly. We unfortunately don't have $1,000 gift bags to enjoy after our victory, but I will be treating myself to some new makeup to cover my serious case of teenager face, and at some point this weekend, an actual good night's sleep.
And I'll, I don't know, do stuff
Moisturize.
with my life. Yeah, all right.
Well, I've got a study guide to finish and a whole carton of ice cream to cry over, so I'll catch you next week, Ames, and remember, barely a week till break.
Catch Malik next with this week's wrap-up. You're watching Ames Tonight.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's wrap-up. It is I, Malik Newson, and this wrap-up is brought to you by the Oscars. They happened. Well, on the plus side, my dad, Steve Harvey, didn't help me write this wrap-up, so let's give this one a go. The 89th Oscars, you made up for last year. So I actually watched this time, and this is what run clear. Timberlake was in sync, and Kimmel was the real troll. They dropped candy from the sky like some Santa a-hole. Well, joke's on him. Gary stole the show, taking pics with celebs. Represent Chicago. So many good films, Manchester and Moonlight, and then the salesman's long speech added an hour to the night. Disney double booked to secure the win in wealth. Sadly, The Rock couldn't win, even when he played himself. Damon versus Kimmel, McGregor versus Mayweather. Honestly, all these feuds are like, who wore it better? The Mickey Mouse Club reunited once again. All they were missing was their once bald-headed friend. Casey Affleck won in the steps of Big Bro. With his first Oscar win, he has one more to go. Denzel brought Broadway to theaters for us all. I wonder if Trump thought it was inspiration for his wall. Congrats to Miss Davis and Mr. Ali, who taught us how to murder and pose like a young Biggie. La La Land was like Adele, sweeping the awards. until they learned a sad fact: the card is mightier than the sword. Well, that's all I got. Thanks for listening to the rap. Now I'll end this with a Nicole Kidman Grinch slow clap. Thank you all for watching. See you next week on Ames Tonight.